I'm back. Sorry about that. I
This
was
is
trying to
Palmetto
log on
Star,
to
the
the.
Ratchet Revolutionary, and host of Too Raw for TV. If you hear my voice, then you're part of the revolution. Welcome to the new world. I'm your host, the Ratchet Revolutionary Palmetto Star, but you can call me Prophet. Hit me up on Twitter, Black Twitter, X, whatever you want to call that. Elon Musk toy. Let's just put it like that. At 2 Raw for TV Radio, that's the number 2, RAW, the number 4, TV Radio. Tonight is what people would call Indigenous Memorial Day. Some people call it Turkey Day. Some people that don't have any consciousness still call it Thanksgiving. And we're definitely thankful today. We're definitely thankful. But today is a day of truth. Today is a day of exposure. Today is a day that we're letting the world know that everything is not what it seems. Everything is not what it seems. And there's people vocal enough to bring about change in real time. So we're talking about that today. And we have a very, very special guest. You guys definitely want to be a part of that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you have not yet got the 2 Raw for TV app at the Apple Store, if you haven't yet got a paid subscription so you can support and do great things, if you haven't yet stepped up and share 2 Raw for TV now, this is your chance to do so. Share out the video. Go ahead and download the app and get a subscription. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, but only for a couple minutes. Only for a couple minutes because, the revolution will not be televised, and we are the most highly shadow banned, censored podcast on the internet. There's no other internet podcast. There's no podcaster. There's no streamer that say that more shadow banned than 2 Raw for TV. Not even not at the Tate brothers. The Tate brothers can't say that they're more shadow banned than 2 Raw for TV. Nobody can say they're more shadow banned than 2 Raw for TV. So go ahead and get the app, get your subscription, and tune in and tap in because tonight we're talking about labor room lies and a nurse who refused to stay quiet. Tonight, an 18-year labor and delivery nurse exposes the dangerous profit-driven tactic used in the hospital labor rooms that are putting mothers and babies at risk, especially Black mothers. So after speaking out, she was fired, of course, blackballed, and smeared. She's breaking her silence exclusively tonight on 2 Raw for TV. Nurse Whistleblower is breaking her silence. She's breaking her silence. So tonight we're going to be talking about that all live, labor room lies, and the nurse who refused to stay quiet. We're exposing the medical industry like no other person has done. And we have Nurse Whistleblower here with us right now. Of course, we're keeping it all anonymous because the information that she's coming with, we don't want to put a name to it. So, people can go and try to connect dots and see where everything's at. No. She got big enemies in high places. So we're going to keep
Yes.
it Nurse Whistleblower. So how are you doing today?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. And yourself?
I am supreme. I wish I could hear you a little bit, but let's do this. See if we can turn this
I
up a
hear
little
you
bit.
perfect.
How are you doing today, Nurse Whistleblower?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
All right, all right. Still can't hear her, but yes. So you guys definitely want to check her out. That's funny. We're keeping it all anonymous, though. That's what it
No, that's
is.
fine. My information is fine. I don't care about that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
I am a
Bold
whistleblower.
with it.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's just the other
okay.
people we want to protect,
All right.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly.
Right, 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 right. So this is what I because you bring out a whole lot of information. There's a whole lot of people that are interested in this show. So many people have hit me up about this topic in particular. Just right before the show, people were hitting me up talking about this. So can you tell the people your background, how you got into nursing, and things of that nature?
Sure. Well, I am a native from Florida, St. Pete. I graduated in 1994. I ended up going to college 2001. I got interested in labor and delivery because when my mother was pregnant with my sister, my ultimate goal was to be a labor and delivery a midwife. So I'm hearing feedback,
They don't hear it. They,
but I'm hearing my
they do?
stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
it's confusing me.
Mm. Okay, hold on. Mm.
You want me to put? I only have blue.
She's talking. He's talking.
Okay.
But okay. Can you hear it now? I had to.
If I say something,
Yeah. You
okay.
can talk. You,
Okay. So I got into nursing in 2005, graduated 2006, got my bachelor's in 2008. I was supposed to be on this local hospital as a graduate nurse, but I wasn't fit for the team because I wasn't white, blue eyes, blonde hair, and skinny. So I ended up moving to New York City and getting a job there. And the first 4 years, I had the most um, foundation that I needed to be an excellent Black, confident labor and delivery nurse because I worked with people that looked like me, from Africans, from the Caribbean, whether it was from Montinique, Jamaica, all the islands, Puerto Rico, DR. So we were the majority at the hospital. So I learned how to deliver babies. It was I had an awesome preceptorship. So it really made me confident in my abilities. You hear that?
yes. But
It
keep
sounds like
going. Keep going.
okay. So after that, I moved down to Georgia, 2011 to 2014. Then I started going for a travel assignment out in California from 2014 to 2019. I took a year off when COVID hit and moved to Jamaica for about 3 months, came home and started working as a travel nurse in Orlando. And then I'm making my way back home to Florida. So finally, I get back home 2021. I interviewed for this place at 2022. Now I'm coming in at 16 years experience as a labor and delivery nurse. I was interviewing for assistant nurse operational manager's position. And they was very excited to have me because of my experience. And also that I was a certified legal nurse consultant, but I end up not recertifying my consultant license, but I'm still know about legal nurse consulting. So As I'm interviewing, I'm noticing they're in another building. So everything has changed since I left St. Petersburg in 2007. So I'm back
Mm-hmm.
2022. It's not even in the old building. Whole different scenario. And they have a black director. That was surprising because this hospital in this department, it was ran by Lily White. So to see her, I'm like, okay, this is going to be good. When I tell you on the interview, this lady was telling me about all how the nurses were being combative. They was refusing assignments. They wasn't coming to work. They was talking back. They was doing all the things that they were accusing me of doing in those letters. So my job was, if I would be able to send them home if they refused assignment, send them home. Well, if I send a nurse home, who gonna take care of the patients? So that means I'm gonna have to come out to office and do her job. So after she showed me around the unit, beautiful unit, gorgeous. And I saw some people that were there in 2006. And I said, you got two black women trying to tell white folks what to do? That ain't gonna work. And how she was talking, she was like, you don't have no dog in the fight. I just need you for my eyes and ears. They don't like me here. And then she started talking about this Haitian nurse. Oh, she's on FLMA, but I think she's on a travel assignment. Just real messy. So my antennas going up. I'm like, this not good. But I'm back home. I need me a job. I can just. So we get back in the office. And I said, you know what? I don't think I want to be a nurse manager. I'll just take a regular floor nurse position. And that's how I ended up on night shift. Because I damn sure was working on day shift because of the white nurses and I'm gonna say the non-black Hispanic nurses. I wasn't doing it.
You wasn't feeling it?
Especially the day shift. Oh no, I wasn't gonna set myself up for that. That's literally jumping out the pot into the fire. So when I got on the night shift, I'm coming in experienced. They was looking for me to be their charge nurse. I wasn't doing that because when you're a charge nurse, you are responsible for everything that goes on that unit. You're in charge of the other nurses, the techs, and you got the damn near be in charge of the doctors, especially the residents. And how I know how things go down in the hospital for $1. Mm-mm. And with me being black, my tears don't work that good. So I didn't do charge nurse. I didn't do precepting. And I didn't do triage. So everything else I did. Come to find out, the first issue was me being trained by, I think she probably was a nurse 4 or 5 years. So I like to run my fetal heart tracing. I go in the room, she's showing me around, and I specifically told her, look, I used to be a travel nurse. I've been doing this 16 years. I just need to know the codes, how y'all run things in here. But as far as taking care of patient, I got it. White girl done went back and told the black director she don't want to train me because I'm hard to train. The second white girl said the same thing. I'm like, well, damn. Yeah. So I'll just keep talking, saying that I was hard to train. So I ended up getting different preceptors, which I didn't have a problem because I feel I can hear you now.
Yes, I'm listening.
But I can't hear myself, but it's okay.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. So I'm just not hearing my feedback. So that's good. All right. So I was on orientation for 4 weeks because I was experienced. So it started off in antepartum, and I was been trained by this white nurse who always worked antepartum. So one night they were busy and they wanted me to come off orientation to be counted in the numbers. Now, anytime a nurse, I don't care how experienced you are. If you are on orientation, stay on orientation, because if something happened while you are not on, while you're on orientation, and you come up and get counted in those numbers, you go to court. That's your ass and your license. And they, excuse me, they were mad because I didn't come off orientation. Well, the Haitian nurse, I thought you was an experienced nurse. I say I am an approved nurse to know not to come off orientation. So I wrote that up
Mm.
in my complaint. So everywhere I went to draw a Kim comp, you're supposed to have a green top. So this patient was a diabetic, and she had high blood sugar. So the doctor ordered a stat Kim comp. So I'm looking for this green, light green tube. Well, at this hospital they use gold. So when I'm looking for the tube,
Hold on for
and
1 second. Hold on for 1 second, Nurse Whistleblower, because right now we're at the minute mark. We don't want to give them too much because this is too raw for TV. We're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on Twitter. We're streaming live on Twitch. We're streaming live on all these streaming platforms, but not for any longer. You got to go on to Raw for TV. Get the app on the Apple Store. Get a subscription. Support $5.99. It's less than some pancakes in the morning, and join the revolution. Get with it, and man, Nurse Whistleblower is exposing the whole medical industry. You guys call at 470-572-7678. We're going in tonight. The revolution will not be televised. It's too long for TV. Now you're going in, and I want you to continue to go in. I hope you know where you stop at.
huh?
We do have a couple videos. Brad, you got those videos on that? Or you need a little more time? You got one video, okay. So yeah, keep going. Keep going with what you were saying.
So I started getting written up early because I was an advocate for myself. I said what I mean and I meant what I said. If you was to talk to me, like she said, what part of stat lab you don't understand? I turned around and asked, I said, who you think you talking to? And she went on that computer like she was Medea sending that email. So we ended up going into a meeting. She all talking about my aura this and her aura that. When I tell you, I was like, you
Well,
know what? Just being a black nurse, you can't. So I used to wear my Rasta beanie, my hoop earrings. I had some gold braces in
I
my mouth,
remember that.
big
I
crystals.
remember that.
I'm talking about big crystals, rocks. One time I came in there with a neck full of elite gaze, head wrapped up like Erica Badu, just being a black nurse. They did not like that because of the other black nurses were so docile. And I wasn't afraid
Mm-hmm.
to advocate for my patients. When I saw something, I said something. I didn't wait till I had to, shit hit the fan. No, I don't think that. And they didn't like that, especially because it was coming from a nigga. Excuse my French. So my
Just about
first write up back in July, we had a young lady that came in from another county to our hospital because she was having severe elevated blood pressure. She was like 30 some weeks. They let that girl sit in the lobby for 42 minutes doing shift change while they let a whole nurse go home early. So when you get on the elevator, you seeing a nurse go home, you thinking, shit, we finna have us a good night. They let them go home early. That was not the case. It was not the case because Thursday I work night shift, so I work Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. So on Thursday night we had a whole shit show. A lot of moms was on magnesium for severe preeclampsia. We had a mom that had a seizure at change of shift. So as we were leaving to go home Friday morning, she in the room having a damn seizure. She had just delivered vaginally. Mind you, I had the same
Mm-hmm.
patient when I came back that night in antepartum. So as a nurse, you always get nurse to nurse report, whether it's over the phone or face to face, never a piece of paper. So I'm reading this young lady report off a piece of paper. Never got a report from the charge nurse. No one ever picked up the phone. So of course I documented it. So when this happened, I end up writing everything that was said, that I saw, and what I did. So I had end up getting a young lady who was already on MAG, stable, but still, you still have to watch her. You still have to do MAG checks every hour. You have to do deep tendon, make sure she's not having any magnesium toxicity, stuff like that. So every time she bend her arm, they put the IV here in her AC. So every time she bend her arm, the pump's going off. So I know I got this admission sitting out in the lobby who should have been started in antepartum before letting that girl go home, the nurse. So I called the IV team. They come in and do the young lady's IV. So I tell them, can you do the lady next door IV? So they went in there and did it. So by the time I get on the monitor, this girl blood pressure 200 over the 100 and something. I've been telling the charge nurse, the Haitian charge nurse, hey, I need extra help. I need this. I need that. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. I don't have enough nurses. I don't have. It was like anytime I asked for help, oh, you think you all of that, so you can do it. This what was going on. So by the time we got that lady on the monitor, that baby was dead. I have never
Wow.
experienced anything like that, and it really bothered me as a nurse because I swayed from what I usually do, and I felt that I was responsible for that. But I'm trying to get help and get this other girl off my hands. Now that her blood pressures are in severe range, she's already a 1-to-1, so I can't take care of the other patient anyway. So I did my report, and when I tell you after that, I started missing work. So they was getting me with calling off, but I'm trying to tell them, hey, I got this is really bothering me. So they end up having me go to EAP, Employment Assistant Program, and my manager, who was the black lady in the red dress. I need you to talk to this particular person. He can help you because he helped me. Talk to him specifically, talk to him. And I'm like, something ain't right about that. And you know they're not allowed to tell you what's going on in a meeting in your sessions unless you're trying to commit suicide or you feel like you're going to hurt somebody else. And I was neither. But somehow they found out, because all this ended up me filing an EEOC charge. And in the position statement, that's exactly what this hospital attorneys put in there. So now I'm in the process of trying to backtrack to get this case reopened. But if you saw what I submitted, those were detailed incidents detailed. So there's no way you can say, hey, some of the milk ain't clean. Somebody lying here. Why would this nurse be so particular and strategic about the words she said, how she documented, what went on? Why would she be lying? But hey, that happened.
Yeah.
When I called them the Caribbean Mafia, that's including the Haitian and all the other people that's from them islands, Puerto Rico, DR. When they got together, they treated the Black Americans crazy. So as I was saying, Black mothers have the highest death rate, definitely because of white women, because they're predominantly the nurses and the managers in labor and delivery and white providers. But we also get it from our Caribbean and our African people. So, huh? I can't hear you. Say that again. Mm-mm. Can't hear you. Mm-mm. Can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now,
Okay. Yeah,
but
we're
it's a
gonna go
feedback.
in with all those non B1 folks that be at the job and cosplaying as Black Americans, but then trying to stab people in the back. We're gonna go in on all of that You guys call in 470-572-7678. We're going in with Nurse Whistleblower, and she's exposing the medical industry. And I have so many questions to ask. One of the questions I want to know right now is, can we play that first video, and then we're going to go in on this. You guys, it's too raw for TV. You need to look at this.
Correct. As I imagine, to earn a PhD, one must make an original contribution to knowledge as verified by external peer review. That's the degree that I have. And unfortunately, these days, medical school is just a glorified trade school for people trained to obey the pharmaceutical industry. Now, trade schools can be great, but Western allopathic medicine has completely lost its way.
Mr. Ra-
It's a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Glorified trade school.
Okay, so not picking me up properly. How about that? Okay. Can you,
I can't hear you.
I think can you,
You can hear me now.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. What you saw was a video of someone talking about the medical industry and how the nursing industry is basically just lab dogs for the pharmaceutical industry. Is that true?
When I tell you, I thought I heard him say that it's a glorified trade school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he can say what he want to say till he need a nurse.
Mm.
Because see, we are the doctor's ears, eyes, nose, and sometimes damn taste buds. So
Right.
what we tell the doctor treats you over the phone. Dr. Palmetto, this is what's going on with so and so. Her blood pressure is this and that. She's this, order her this and that. So he's going off of what we are telling him. So if you think we glorify, hey, I want to retire anyway because the medical field is getting messy. It reminds me of the fucking stories. One life to live and shit to give. It's a mess in them
Oh.
hospitals. I hear they say nurses are whores.
Mm.
You
But
got the
that
nurses punching.
is always marked as the number one.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is. Yeah,
it is the occupation for hoes.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's what it's looked at.
yeah, yeah. Because you know what they were doing down at this hospital? The damn nurse that's on that picture, the young one, her husband was a scrub tech who does the C-section. Now, this was going on before I got there. I didn't know. I was in another, not her, another community, another city. He getting his Monica Lewinsky on, not her, the other one.
What?
He done getting his Monica Lewinsky on, yes. Getting his Monica Lewinsky on having sex with the nurses and the scrub techs. Now they got cameras in the OR. You can't close the scrub room door because he back there fucking everybody. But you
Oh
talking
my
about
god.
I'm bringing the morale of the unit down. I wrote all that in my complaint. I sure did.
Mm.
Because what you're not going to do, you're not going to lie on me. You lie on me and I tell the truth on you. And you saw that email calling all complainers? She wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you write calling all complainers? If I'm telling you what's going on in the department, because as nurses, we are mandated reporters of abuse. In orientation, they tell us, hey, if you see something, say something. How many times should have been in the airport and they tell you if you see a suspicious package to call or say something to the nearest airport somebody. They don't care if they cleaning out the bathroom. Look, I see some over there. It don't look right. But that's not what they want you to, well, Black people to do. So as I was
Mm.
doing that, they didn't like that. They were throwing epidural bags that is 200 mLs with 400 micrograms of fentanyl in it that we use. And bupivacaine is like lidocaine cousin for the pain. So they're throwing this empty bags, allegedly empty bags. You know, they still had a little cone in there. You can still
Mm.
cycle, get enough of them bags, you can get you a nice syringe. So they was literally throwing those in the regular trash can, especially the day shift nurses, the little cute white girls. They throw them in the trash. So one day I'm looking in the trash because they have a receptacle for us to throw away narcotics. You pull the
Yeah.
narcotics out in this bin and it get in this fluid to keep people from going in there trying to get it. And then you throw the bags in a black uh, pharmaceutical trash. They throw it in a regular trash can. We got these housekeepers from the south side of St. Pete that look a little etch a sketch. So they don't get to go through the security. They're coming out with their book bag, so they may see this shit in the garbage can and be like, damn, let's take this shit to the streets. We can get us some money. And it specifically say, do not for intravenous use.
Mm-hmm.
How the person they selling it to know? All they know is fentanyl in there. And then they had a patient label on it. So I even mentioned about that. This is HIPAA. You can't violate somebody's personal information. That's why everything I did was redacted. It's the truth, but I'm
Mm.
not saying who it is. So,
Now, when I seen these notes, I was like, one thing I was like, does she have the Epstein files? Because I mean, it was looking like that. Now I'm like, it's
but
redacted
look,
like that, like all I'm like, is that Trump's
it
name?
looked like
All
the
of those
FBI files on Malcolm
redacted
X and
notes.
Martin. Yeah. So that's why I'm
Mm.
not understanding why EEOC didn't even, I got to write the suit letter, but how he wrote it up, that shit was so flawed. It was just, it was negligent on his behalf. We say flaw in Florida. That shit was so flawed to even the attorneys was like, what the hell is this? Why would he write it like that? That attorney told me, he
Mm-hmm.
said, Miss Keaton, I ain't never seen nobody rebut an attorney's position statement. I said, you could have told me I went Perry Mason. Because when I saw that
Mm.
bullshit going down, I said, I knew I had the CYL and CYA because, see, they'll throw my black ass under the bus. But the white nurses, they'll cover for them. They will, I be
Mm.
out without a license. They done sent my shit to the Florida Board of Nursing. See, I don't get to do what that white woman did to, what's her name, Miss Jones, sitting in that wheelchair in full blown labor in ER. I don't get to do that. I get in trouble. I don't get to push an active laboring patient out the door like that white lady did. And when she said she was there for 6 hours and never seen the doctor, that's what they do here. It's in that statement, especially at night. And you could tell it was at nighttime. Them doctors be trying to go to sleep. Your doctor
Mm.
is, if you having a baby, your doctor is not in house unless he's on a 24-hour call, depending on what's the situation going on the floor. That man or woman is at home. That midwife is at home. And I definitely want to talk about, because I know they feel that if they have midwives and doulas have our black babies, that we will do better. And we will. However, you still need the hospital in event of emergency. You still need to go up in that hospital knowing how to protect yourself and know what's right and what's wrong and be able to report it to the hospital as well as to any board that you need to. Because see, the hospital cover that shit up. You take that shit to the board of nursing or the medicine board, they got to investigate that provider. So I think that's where we messing up at as well. See, in the midwife, you want to do home births, that lay midwife, that's a midwife without a RN license. She did not go to nursing school. So that LM lay midwife, she could never work in a hospital. And she has to have, all midwives have to have a OB backing them. They just can't be doing home births without an obstetrician, because if you need an emergency C-section, she has to have him or her for backup. So you still have to go to the hospital. That doula, she is your girlfriend, your ace coon. She put you in position. She wipe your sweat. She give you water, ice chips. She rub your back. That's all she's supposed to do. She is not supposed to be sticking no fingers in your vagina. She's not supposed to be doing any invasive procedures to you. That's illegal, and she can go to jail. That midwife, that CNM, that certified nurse midwife, that's a midwife that has an RN background like myself, who works in a hospital. Now, these midwives in the hospital, they function just like doctors. They just don't do C-section. So if you think your midwife gonna be at your bedside 24/7, that is not the truth. She's coming, or he's coming in when it's time to have a baby or something is wrong. And see, a lot of moms don't understand that. It's just me and you. It's just us. Yeah. And see, that's the fallacy that these women don't understand. I'm all for the natural birth. And see, a midwife cannot touch a high-risk mom. High risk, obesity, high BMI. That puts you high risk. You got high blood pressure, you can't have a midwife. You have diabetes, you can't have a midwife. You got a splinter in your big toe, you can't have a midwife. Anything outside the norm, you can't have a midwife. So you need to be healthy. But why Black women are dying, the truth is racism, white supremacy. Did you see how that lady the whole time did not turn around and acknowledge Miss Jones in that chair? She asking questions, and that lady said, her mother said, "You do all your patients like this, especially the Black ones. When you found out you was having your baby at this hospital, you should have switched doctors." The truth. But where's she gonna go? To another fucking hospital with that same problem, because it's everywhere. And what I'm finding out is that the reason why Black women are dying is because women like me, nurses like me in labor and delivery, is doing this. We're not speaking because they don't want to be blackballed. They don't want to, be fired. I cannot get a job here.
Well, let
Trust
me
me,
ask you this. Let
doctors
me
know.
ask you this.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
Because they wrote an official investigation that you became emotional and hostile when
So
you were taken out of antepartum and you floated. Now, is that just hospital code for this Black nurse won't shut up and take punishment?
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Now, any hospital. Now, I've been doing this now 18 years. Anytime nurses work in L&D, a lot of us, we do not like antepartum. You got nurses that like antepartum. That's usually the older nurses. We don't like floating to postpartum because it's slow and boring. We like labor, C-sections. We like the, fast pace. So
Yeah.
I'm used to having a float list. So we have a float list for postpartum. We have a float list for antepartum and a float list to go home early. If we be short, okay, you working tonight, it's your time, your turn if you want to go home. Well, because it was a lot of favoritism, nepotism, any isms in there, they will say, anybody want to volunteer for antepartum tonight? I never volunteered. You're giving me the opportunity to volunteer. If anybody want to volunteer to smoke crack, if I don't smoke crack, I'm not volunteering. But the problem was when that happened with the young lady and all that I wrote up, they started tagging my ass. And as you see, I put the days, all of a sudden I'm there twice a week. Nobody else does that. So it was blatantly retaliation. It wasn't that I didn't want to go over there. It was that now you jigging and jabbing at me. And they were mad because I will say in front of everybody, hey, I see this as retaliation. I know what you are doing. I'm not refusing my assignment. But ever since I've made these complaints about what's going on in this department, I see that this is what's happening to me. And no white girls and no Black girls did not like that.
Well,
So yes.
I hear that, nurse whistleblower, and we do have some callers on the line. So I do want to get to all the callers on the line.
Oh yes.
4258, you're on the line with Two Rover TV. And nurse whistleblower, what's your thoughts on the medical industry?
Well, I got a question. I got a question for the nurse. Um, so you obviously explained that nurses, that with this going on, the reason why you don't get more whistleblowers like yourself is because you get blackballed, right?
Yes.
Like you
Correct.
pointed out, you can't work in your state because of this. Um, what do you recommend the rest of the nurses do? Like just start talking and all lose their jobs?
That's
Yes.
interesting.
Because you know why? If it was white women dying at the rate that black women are dying, it would be a whole nother revolutionary going on. But here's the thing. You keep your mouth closed until it hits your door. Now you want everybody to speak up. Now you want somebody to say something. But now you kept your mouth shut when it was somebody else's daughter or sister or mother. So speak up. They can't fire us all. The truth got to come out. What you afraid of? Like Barbara Sizemore, she's deceased now. She's an ancestor. She said, you know what's wrong with black folks? Black folks too scared. We're scared.
Yeah, I mean, I could imagine people need to keep food on our tables.
Well, you
We
can't
gotta pay
eat
the
shit
rent.
when you're dead. You can't eat shit
Mm.
when you're dead. You can't pay your rent if you're dead. So what are you afraid of? That's why we are dying. That's why we are dying. Hell, some of us fat anyway. We need to lose weight.
So the
I'm
recommendation
just
is just all the nurses just start speaking, regardless of what
yes.
they're gonna do.
When we get these jobs, sir, when we're in orientation, and they always tell us if you see something, say something. It's an acronym called CUSS, CUSS. Caution. I feel unsafe. Stop. This is what they drilling us in nursing school as well in these hospitals, and we're not doing it. And if something happened and they find out that we knew about it, you're still gonna get in trouble anyway. And it's against the law for
Mm.
the hospital to retaliate against you. That's why you should document, document, document. Because as they say in nursing school, if it's not charted, it's not done.
I hear what you're saying, and you have very interesting points. I just find it hard for all the nurses to just lose their jobs like that. I mean, that's like $80,000 a year jobs. Like that, it's not easy to walk away from.
It's easy when you're dead.
Mm. Can't work when you're dead. Can't bring that job to the
That,
grave.
there you go. And this is the problem with black folks. Instead of saying, I die for mine, we need to start saying, we'll kill for mine. I kill for mine.
Mm.
Yeah,
Black
I hear
women
that.
are dying. The woman that you
I
came from between those legs are dying because black nurses won't speak up because of what happened to me. But they can't fire us all.
I hear you. Very, very, very compelling points. I just find it hard for all black nurses to just say, all right, you know what? I'm just willing to just lose my job right now and lose that
Do you
pen
have
sitting
any
outside.
children?
Yes, ma'am.
You have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
And just say something went on. Put yourself in one of these young ladies' position, and that nurse you had didn't say anything. How would you feel if it was your wife and you lost your wife
Horrible.
and your baby, and that nurse knew what the hell was going on? They had the worst doctor in the department, this and that, and something happened to your family, and she ain't gonna say nothing because she gotta pay her rent and pay her and get food on her table.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, and I get it. I'm just looking at the other side of it. I'm just thinking we're not in a great position anyway. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, it
But
is.
I appreciate you you blowing the whistle. I just find it hard that all other nurses can. Just
You
I'm
know,
And
just
I,
being
when you look
realistic.
like me, you have the hardest time. When your skin is black and you be one, like I was telling the host here, When my mother and her husband realized they were pregnant with me, they didn't know if I was going to be a boy or girl, but they knew I was going to be black first. So that's what I'm always is, black first. But thank you.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And you know what? One thing, if we all stand up, there's definitely going to be one thing that happens. That's change.
There you
That's
go.
change. So regardless of
So hopefully by me
whatever
standing up,
happens,
it's going to
standing up
change.
and speaking, it matters. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
important. That's what we here do at Two Raw for TV. We stand up and speak. You know, regardless of what comes at us. You know what I'm saying? And things have a lot of things that come at us, but you know, one thing that's definite and for sure is change. That's what happens when you speak up. So I appreciate
Yeah.
that. I appreciate you speaking up. Even your own assistant nurse wrote that the day charge nurse refused to train you because she didn't like you, quote unquote. And the
Yeah.
director told the staff to treat people like puppets. Now, when you realize that the entire leadership chain was openly running this mean girl clique instead of the labor and delivery unit, when did you realize that?
Oh, I realized that when I was in not orientation, when I was in the interview, when she was telling me all the BS that was going on the unit. When I walked around the unit and I saw the young lady that made that heart, that menstrual heart, she was there in
Mm-hmm.
2006. When I saw her, I said, "Oh, that bitch still here. Nasty, nasty." So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Messy work.
I knew right away.
Messy work.
hmm And see, when you read that, the one that has no date on it and has no name, the attorney, and that's the only one of my witnesses out of 7 said something. Even the guy from EEOC, he was like, "Miss Keaton, you'll be surprised. When it's time to bring these witnesses forward, don't nobody say nothing." And that's what happened.
Mm.
She wrote that letter after the fact. And the attorney was like, "Hell, I can't use this shit. She didn't even date it nor sign it." But you see, that was the truth. The director called herself the puppet master.
Wow.
And you wonder why black women have 3 to 4 times more likely to die. And it said that 80% of the maternal deaths are preventable.
Mm.
So if 80% of the deaths are preventable, that means 20% are non-preventable. So what's the problem? Let me get my camera right. Shit, nah. So what's the problem?
I'm trying to tell you that's exactly because if most of these deaths are preventable, why aren't they being prevented?
80%. Yeah, that's what I want to
At the
know. Yeah, shit need to be studied.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's exactly right.
you saw the two main players that these 2 viral videos came out. What color were they?
Mm.
Then did you see the video when the young lady who works at the first hospital, the first incident when the mom delivered 12 minutes later, the other white girl, "Oh, I got 4 kids. I'm on welfare and rah, 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 and I don't know black women and they call you ghetto." And I'm saying to myself, you could have kept that shit. She worked at the same hospital with that nurse in the same department, triage. So why you coming and confessing now? You have given report and received report from this same white girl. You are a part of the problem. You know she's an asshole. You know she's a mean girl. It's written all over her face. Then when the second video came out, when they put the young man in the chair, where's the stretcher? He just, but that's what they do to black people. And we allow it.
We not
Don't get me
only
started.
allow it, we co-sign it a lot of times. They bragged
Yeah,
in writing that 2 out of 3 charge nurses who make the schedules were African American. Yet you still got targeted. So does that just prove that diversity numbers on paper means nothing, but that the culture is still toxic?
yeah. You saw that, right? That's what the
Mm-hmm.
attorneys was trying to say. Oh, it can't be racism because her manager is black. She's just
But the
doing the
culture.
white person. Yeah, she's just doing what the white people do. She just black. The environment was toxic. When I tell you
Mm-hmm.
my blood pressure was 190 over one something one night, and I didn't know until I went to the ER because I ended up doing a delivery. And it wasn't my delivery. They pushed the cold button. So when they put a cold button, everybody run in the room because it's an emergency. Well, it's a black young girl. She's trying to have a baby. They got her sitting high filers, and the baby head is out, but she can't deliver. So I'm thinking maybe it's a shoulder dystocia. They're trying to lay the bed down using the button. The button on the bed don't work. So somebody pulled the CPR lever. So the bed just slammed down. So I jump into action. No gloves, no nothing. Well, the mother had a sexually transmitted disease. They got mad because I went to
Mm.
the emergency room and they didn't want me. Or it's less likely that you can catch trichomonas in your hands and this and that. Well, I do have hangnails. So the hospital policy said when you're exposed to blood, you do this and and you make a report and you go to the ER. Then when I get to the ER, my blood pressure 190 over 100 and something, and they didn't expect me to go home. I asked the provider,
Mm.
I said, can you give me some blood pressure medicine? I don't have a current doctor right now, but this is what I was taking when I was in California. He said, no, we don't do that here. But he did send my
Wow.
money, my prescription to the pharmacy. And so
Well, hold on, time out, time out.
he
There's another issue happening right here because you just said that you were a nurse, but you don't have a doctor. What's
at,
happening with that? You know?
at the time I didn't have a doctor because I was just changing, getting a job. So I was looking for a care provider. So I ended up
Okay.
getting one right after that incident. So yeah,
Okay.
I didn't have a doctor.
Hmm.
Nope.
Well, now what were you saying? You were showing some paperwork. What was that? What is that?
Oh, these are all the write-ups that those mean girls wrote about me. And I didn't know anything about this until because the attorneys at EEOC, the hospital attorneys, they made all this confidential. So I couldn't even rebut this shit. So it wasn't until I got my FOI FOIA file down from Miami. Then I get like when I these write-ups was ridiculous. Like, did you see they feel I'm gonna do something spiritual to them.
Mm.
They actually wrote that
Yeah,
on paper. Is
that was
that not
crazy.
attacking my religion? And you around here with a skeleton key around your neck.
Right.
So I just couldn't win.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy how they put this angel in there, a clear Christian sign.
Uh-huh.
That's a clear Christian symbol. But when you brought the Buddha, this all they act like it's Satan or Baphomet or exactly something like that.
And speaking of Baphomet, it's a tech down there. She literally got a tattoo of the devil and the Baphomet on one arm. Big as day. It looked like somebody did it with a big Sharpie marker on her arm. But the reason why I brought the Buddha doll, because we was having a lot of fetal demises. So we have like this niche in the wall. And I was like, you know what? We should do like a blank blank angels. So
Hmm.
this Buddha was it the hear no evil? So they had a hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And so a baby that dies in utero, they never spoke, they never saw, and they never heard. And then I was thinking about like the butterflies. And when a mom come down there, we turn on the LED lights So people in the hallway know, like, hey, we got a fetal demise on the floor, you know, trying to turn down your joy because this mom is experiencing a loss. And the director, she literally sent in the mail to my current house apartment a thank you letter for the kind gestures of the things I brought to the unit. But all of a
Mm.
sudden, people got an issue with it. But you ain't have an issue with that white angel with the white nurse and that white baby. I made them take that shit up out of there. It's offending me.
Right.
And I know I'm probably rubbing some people the wrong way, but we at a point when you in ACLS, when you got a cold blue, somebody heart done stop, you we you don't want nobody to be, I'm trying to save your damn life and save mine at the same time. I have to be here 3 days a week, 12 hours with these folks. Why we just can't come here, have a good time, do our job, and go home? Why I have to be so messy? And then why I have to allow the mistreatment for me? You may allow it, but I'm not going to allow that. And that was the problem.
Mm. Yeah, it's
And
a
this is
problem when you want
naturally me.
to speak up and you don't allow them to push you around or be, for you to be their doormat.
If you notice a lot of, and I can't speak for black men because I've never been a man before. Thank God. But I can speak for us black women, and I done been around the United States working in different hospitals. When I see a lot of these black nurses, I know when they come to work, they put on that damn white suit. When they get home, they take that bitch off. I don't do that. I don't. I'm very funny. I love to laugh. I crack jokes. Maybe they dry. I don't know. But I take care of my patients. I keep, but it's just they didn't like me.
Mm.
I got all the
That's right.
behavior patients. All my patients delivered. I had a cord prolapse one time. Thank God I was in room 12. They put you down in room 12 just being nasty. But thank God that day I was in room 12 because that cord came out and that was a medical emergency. We had to do a stat C-section and we got that baby out in 8 minutes. That's record timing for an emergency C-section. So,
Hold on, we do have some more callers. So I do. We're gonna
okay.
we're gonna get to this caller 4426. You're on the line with Two Rover TV. We're talking to the nurse whistleblower. What's your thoughts on the medical industry?
Yeah, salute to the fam. How y'all feeling?
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
So,
feeling good. How about yourself?
shout out to the sister for exposing, the colonial hospital systems for what they is. Um, exposing them for is sex industry that, of course, we knew about. Why most of the nurses get into nursing too, um, as well as the plot of the hospitals to destroy our people, whether it's poison them or just kill them, poison them with a pharmaceutical drugs, real drugs that kill
Hmm.
people wholesale. That the pharmaceutical companies don't have no type of accountability on, and a lot
Hmm.
of people um, don't even acknowledge that part of the colonial hospital fake healthcare system. But
Hmm.
I wanted, is she familiar with like the Tuskegee experiments, the what happened with Henrietta Lacks, the immortal life of Henrietta Lacks, how
I
they
have a
took
book.
that and
Mhm.
came up with the stem cell discoveries as well. Is she familiar with any of that?
She's shaking her head emphatically, yes. So,
Oh,
nurse
Did you?
whistleblower, what's your
all right, all right,
I
all
am
right. So,
very familiar with that.
so you understand that really that fake healthcare system was designed for pilgrims or the genetic, what we would consider European stock. They never, it was never designed to help us heal at all. My suggestion would just be for our people to get into natural systems of healing. And like my grandma, who had 13 children naturally at home. And so back in the past, we were more healthier because of more natural lifestyle that we lived. The men and the women were more healthy in the past because I'm pretty sure my grandma ain't the only grandma, or some people have great grandmas,
Right.
etc., who had a bunch of children and had them
Bunch of
naturally, not
kids,
in
14, 20 kids. Yep.
and so, it's understanding that the environment that they got us in today is a factor into why a lot of sisters don't like naturally have a lot of children, as well as survive that process. But of course, it's rigged. It's like going to any other system that colonizers control. It's going to be rigged against the indigenous woman, rigged against the original woman in the original family structure. So it's important her dropping what she dropping, and like giving this, inspiring other sisters to stand up, like be courageous, don't be a coward. It's not about no
Right.
check. If you about a check, then you have no integrity, and you foolish. So I really commend what she doing, and may the ancestors continue to bless her in her journey, and inspire
Thank
other
you.
sisters to stand up against that bullshit. You know.
Facts. I appreciate that,
Yeah,
and I
he
know
said
our
a lot.
warriors
Well,
are
my
coming.
brain was like ding, 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 ding. I wanted to definitely ping on something when he said that his grandmother had a lot of children back in the day. Back in the day, women and men, they were more active because they were walking in the sun, farming. They ate different foods than what we're eating today, and they were under more stress than we are today. They had white
Mm,
folks on their backs like flies on fresh shit out of a dog's ass. So also, I was conceived, born, and raised in the Jordan Park projects here in St. Petersburg, Florida. My mom was a divorcee, and she had two children. Then she ended up having another one. So she was a single mother of three girls living in the projects. So now I could have been that project chick, but because how I was raised, how my mom instilled stuff in me. So just because I was from the projects, my mentality is not project. So a lot of us do it to ourselves. So I know about labor and delivery, and people think just because I'm an RN, I know ICU, I know med surge. Baby, I will kill you if y'all get in those departments. My mind is wired and geared for labor and delivery. So all those other drugs, high blood pressure. Lately, I've been seeing on Instagram two people, a man and a woman, blood pressures 190s, over hundreds, 200s. Baby, you about to kill yourself. And then what should I do? First of all, go to your nearest emergency room, get on that high blood pressure medication, change your diet. You don't manage stress, you get rid of the shit. And then you start adding that naturopathy. Now, a lot of people may not like me for that, but you need big guns to bring that blood pressure down. Drinking some damn vinegar is not going to help you. Once you get your blood pressure stabilized, then you start changing it to the naturopathy. Then you start getting your exercise on. But somebody just shot you and you're going to put a band-aid over it. No, you need to go to the emergency room. You need to be seen, and stay away from any medication that got prilled at the end, because you swell your lips up. It's for some reason it does not do anything good for black folks. That's my soapbox on that.
mm.
But thank you, brother, for understanding that we need to stand up for something or fall for any damn thing. But yeah,
Yeah, beautiful.
No doubt, salute and appreciate that call.
yeah.
Keeping it too raw for TV. Absolutely, absolutely. And I
This is
know you're still
beautiful.
going through it, and there's so much you even more that you could bring and expose and put out, and you put out a lot already with the information that you brought out.
That
But I
you
know
know
you're
about.
still in the midst of the struggle. You're still on the front line, so I want people to get your
Yes.
information so they know how to contact you and how to support what you got going on and what you're doing and how you're bringing that truth and exposing the lies.
Well, I did, like I told you, I ended up having to get a GoFundMe started. I'm in the
Hmm.
process. When I go travel nursing, I still, the more the agency do for me, the less I make. So I got to get my ass on the plane. I got to pay for another room, plus still pay for my bills back here. But just to get the ball rolling, I do have a Cash App, and it's $ for maternity. I want to make sure I spell that right, cause baby, I'm a Keely in the B, and I should know how to spell that. So $ for maternity, and it's just
Is that FOR
it's
number four?
number 4. Yeah, it's been a challenge, but I tell you one thing, my blood pressure is in the teens, baby. My blood pressure has gone down. I done got my little fat self back in the gym. Um, it still bothers me because, especially what I've seen those two sisters go through.
Mm-hmm.
And I also would love to do like a hate crime bill against pregnant women. And
Mm.
us, yeah, just like a hate crime bill for black folks, we need one for pregnant black women. And
Yeah.
because we have this mortality, this great mortality, these hospitals get all kind of grant monies off the dead backs of women and injuries of women and babies. We have a clinic down here that just got $2 million in 2023 for pre-eclamptic Black African American women, and that Asian woman getting our money, that Hispanic woman getting our money. But when they get money, we don't get shit. And then you want me to
Mm.
keep my mouth closed because my rent 1966 a month, and by the fourth, these white folks want that rent money.
Mm-hmm.
State Farm want them down $200 a month for that car insurance on the 28th automatic withdrawal from my account. I like to look at myself in the mirror and know that, hey, I stood 10 toes down. Motherfuckers killing people for nothing. My license still on layaway. I have a $58,000 student loan. I didn't qualify for the what's that, the loan forgiveness, because I hadn't made 20
Yeah, Lord
payments.
forgiveness.
Yeah,
Mm.
I ain't made 20 payments. I did this to get off welfare to better myself and my daughter. And to when I did my penance ceremony, the vow to do no harm, I that's what I vow.
Mm. That's
And I think
powerful. That's powerful.
only black mothers and black nurses gonna save these black patients. And then you go on
Only
TikTok,
black
where you see
nurses
all
gonna
those
say
cute
these
little
black
white nurses. And my black patients, and my black, and my. But if you're doing all that, why the hell we still fucking dying? You see, when the doctor came in, he was just having a drink. Come to the delivery
Mm.
room. That baby
Wow.
down in Georgia. Now, this was from a black doctor. I'm assuming by the last name she may be, Caribbean, but the baby got decapitated. Decapitate
Yeah, I
means to
seen
cut.
that.
So
We
there's
actually
no way
wrote a
she could
story
have
about
pulled
that
that
on
baby head
Tomorrow's
off.
TV.
So I'm thinking when she went in there with that 10 blade that looked like this, I think, let me camera it. She went too deep
Mm.
and cut that baby head off. And you saw how those nurses tried to hide that, and that lady didn't find out that baby was decapitated till the baby got to the nursing home. I mean, the funeral home. That's what hospitals do. That hospital can do that by itself. The nurses had to help. They wanted to
That's fucked.
dispose of the baby themselves. So had they cremated the baby, the mama and daddy would have never known. And this is what these hospitals are getting away with. When white women cry, black women die. Back in the slave days, when white women was killing black children, like that's why they had to put what the casual something act, casual killing
Casual
act.
killing.
Them white women was
Yeah.
10. Yeah, they still doing it.
Mm. Well,
Big bro,
Nurse
I don't
Whistleblower,
know.
I know you're doing your thing, and I want people to support what you got going on. You're exposing a lot, and you woke a lot of people up tonight. Woke a lot of people up tonight. I don't know if we have that video of that Asian guy on deck, but I definitely, if we do, that will definitely be a good video to end everything off here. Yup. So
Oppression,
we'll
suffering, violence, thievery, brutality, 400
I
years of
can't hear it.
oppression, suffering, violence, thievery, brutality, dehumanization, and make that shit so fucking dope. The world wants to consume it. The world wants to wear it. The world wants your stamp of approval that they deserve to take up space in the fucking trauma conversation. The amount of people around the world that I've met that want the past to say the N-word is fucking hilarious. If they knew any conception as to how bad life still is in the projects, life still is on the other side of the red line tax bracket zone, that this country still perpetuates its culture to be superior upon your body through. And yet, you make it look so fucking good. People didn't even know you were hurting. I want to take a moment to really just give black people flowers, man, because this world owes everything that it is to the struggles that your people have fucking gone through and brought into this language, because the slave traders, the thieves, the fucking slave masters stole yours. You are fucking brilliant. There is genius in your melanin that the world is still scared to let you know exists. So I want to take a moment to just give black people your fucking flowers, because I know that my people don't know how to. But if they're anything like me when I was a kid, like they want to. And they know that they should. So from my Chinese evil ancestors to fucking black supremacy greatness, stay black forever, stay dangerous. Thank you for giving a dragon like me a place in the
black supremacy. I gotta agree with that 100%. You can tell he rushes to Raw T because he's saying black supremacy, so that's cool. So big time shout out to that dude right there, man. And I gotta say, you guys support Nurse Whistleblowers. She's definitely doing her thing. You guys hit her Cash App, hit the GoFundMe, and definitely, man. Let that message go to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Because it needs to be heard. It needs to be heard. And I just want to say that we got to invest in our own health industries. It's
Yes,
time. You know what I'm saying? So you know
yes.
you got people that are out here really on the cutting edge of health. You know, take time and see who those people are, invest in them, and let's take this thing to the next level, man. Because we're not gonna get the care we need in their hospitals. We're not. We're just not. We're just not.
Mm-mm.
So I just want to say that, and I again thank you, Nurse Whistleblower, for sharing that message. I definitely want to continue and put that out there a little bit more, you know, so we can definitely do a part two, because we hadn't even touched the surface of what you exposed. But I just want to encourage everybody to spread the message, awaken others, and win the revolution within. It's True Raw for TV. This is Full Metal Star, the Ratchet Revolutionary, and host of True Raw for TV.
I'm too raw for TV.
All right, that was a great one.